Okay, for this tips and tricks, we're going to talk about Thalon and how he interacts with 1 hit point enemies as they are revealed from the encounter deck. So Thalon does a damage to an enemy as it is revealed from the encounter deck while he is committed to the quest. And if that enemy has 1 hit point, he kills that enemy before it enters the staging area and before any keywords trigger. This has been ruled on by developers, and it's the way it goes, and it's because he says as it is revealed. So the encounter card never actually makes it into play. So this is how it works. The Eastern Crows or the Suspicious Crow, they come flying in. Thalon comes jumping up. He has an axe, which, as we all know, is the best way to kill a bird. And then, whack, he nails the bird, and then the bird dies before it came into play. Thalon is victorious. The crow is dead, and you do not trigger Surge when revealed, any keywords. That's why Thalon is so great against any enemy that enters play from the encounter deck with 1 hit point. Alright, let's get to the video. Alright, let's go. So I'm going to play all the Hobbit quests, but if I wasn't, I'd probably skip this one. Nothing too special happens with this quest that's hard. So the first thing to know is you have to create 2 encounter decks, and it gives you the instructions for how to do that. And then you advance to 1B, and if you had collected any treasures, you could grab one, and then you advance to 2A, where nothing happens. 2B is 16 quest points, and when revealed, we're going to search the encounter deck for a stone giant and put that in the staging area, and then we're going to reveal an encounter card per player. Alright, so let's take a look at the stone giant. While at least 1 stone giant is in the staging area, Galloping Boulders gain Surge. That's an encounter card treachery. When the stone giant engages you, he steps on one of your allies and kills it. These guys are pretty nasty, but they have 40 engagement. So as long as you keep your threat low, you're not going to engage them. There is a treachery that might make you engage them, but most of the time, you can just avoid these guys. So all the heroes we've seen, you do get Bilbo Baggins. He's a 1/1/1/3. If he leaves play, you lose, and he cannot gain resources from card effects. We have Dine Ironfoot again because I'm playing Dwarves, so it's hard to play without him. So he boosts the Dwarves when he's ready, and he's my defender if I ever have to defend. And then Nori is Spirit, and he is 9 threat, and he reduces your threat when you play a dwarf from your hand, and he's going to be questing for 3 as long as Dine is ready. Thalon's in here because there is some 1 hit point crows that we're going to be worried about. And then when he's committed to the quest, he deals a damage as an enemy is revealed, and he's going to be questing for 2 thanks to Dine. Alright, let's check out my opening hand. Okay, I'm really glad to see We Are Not Idle. So you exhaust X dwarf heroes and add X resources to a hero's resource pool and then draw a card. Odds are I'm not going to need to use all my heroes in these opening turns, so that's a great card to have. Okay, there's a chump blocker. There's Keely. So after Keely enters play from your hand, I can search my deck for Feely and add Feely to play. So that's great because they both cost 3. So they're a really good target for a very good tail. Shadows of the Past lets me put an encounter card from the discard pile back on top of the deck. We got a Feint. We got Gandalf. It's a good starting hand. I'm glad to see the We Are Not Idle and the Dwarf. So now I have to reveal an encounter card. Then, of course, during questing, I'm going to reveal an encounter card. And those 2 cards really set the tone for this quest. If those 2 cards are hard and add a bunch of threat, I'm in for a rougher game. But this could be a treachery that completely whiffs. So let's see what we get. I hope it's okie dokie. It is a stone giant. So that's about as bad as it could get. So I am going to be having a tough game here. And then I draw for my opening card the Lure of Moria. Lets me ready all dwarf characters. I'll be playing with my custom tracker, and I'm starting at 29 threat. Resources across the top. That's my hand. Nothing I can really play, and I'm up against 8 threat already. So yeah, that could have just been a treachery that said discard all of Bilbo's resources or something that completely whiffed, but instead it's another 4 threat enemy. So I am going to play the Snowborn Scout, and I'm going to commit him to the quest because there's a treachery that deals damage to questing characters. So if I have to deal the damage, I'd rather just deal it to our favorite piece of cannon fodder, the Snowborn Scout. So I'm sending 6 against 8, and we reveal, fine, Wind Whipped Rain, discard all my attachments. This deck has hardly any attachments because of that treachery. So I do have to raise my threat by 2, but that's okay. That's fine. I just need to stay under 40. There's literally 2 enemies, the Stone Giant and then the Crows or Ravens or whatever they are. So as long as I don't have to engage one of these guys, I really don't need to worry about combat very much. Alright, looking at my hand, I am going to play Shadows of the Past. I'm going to use Bilbo's resources that I forgot to give him, so there's his 2 resources, and I'm going to spend them on a neutral card and put that Wind-Whipped Rain right back on top of the deck. That does nothing. So I will exhaust Thalon to this We Are Not Idle. That gets me 1 resource. I'll put it on Nori, and I'll draw a card, and it's... Oh, that's nice. Sneak attack. Okay, great, because I have a Gandalf in hand. But now I have 3 spirit resources, so I can play Keely. So Keely's going to enter play from my hand. Keely will let me find Feely. So once those 2 are in play, that's going to add some willpower. And I know I'm not revealing an enemy, so that's why exhausting Thalon was okay. So that was a good time to play that We Are Not Idle. And I'm going to just try not to have my threat go up from questing this round. And then next round, I should be sitting even better. I remembered to drop my threat from playing Keely, but you only get to drop it by 1. The other brother didn't enter play from your hand. So I do get to drop my threat by 1. But I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to be up against 8. So I'm okay with that. There's me remembering to reduce my threat. Wind-Whipped Rain gets discarded, and we just go right into the next round. So far I have made 0 progress out of 16, but my board state is steadily building. Now if I could just find a very good tail. I didn't, but I did find a Hail of Stones, so I'm glad to get a Hail of Stones. That's going to be a key card for when we advance. Alrighty. So looking at my hand, not much I want to play, but I need to try something here. So I'm going to sneak attack in Gandalf, and I'm really hoping to find some cards that will help me. That helps. He's going to quest for 3, so that's a great card. Another Gandalf, okay. And then, okay, another copy of Feely. That's fine. I just dug deeper into my deck. But I am glad to see Bofur. That's going to get some good willpower on the table. All right, snuck in Gandalf for 4, Keely and Feely for 4 more, sending the Scout, 5 from my Hero Dwarves, from the other 2 Hero Dwarves, and then 1 more from Bilbo. Gives me a grand total of 14, and we get, there we go, Galloping Boulders. The first player chooses a questing character. That character takes 3 damage and is removed from the quest. So that's why I send our favorite pincushion, our favorite chump, Snowborn Scout, and because there's a Stone Giant, that card surges. And it surges into Doomed 1. Each player must choose 1, either raise my threat by 4 or reveal an additional encounter card. Alright, that's not a great card to have revealed. I will do the Doomed 1, of course, and then I'm going to just reveal another card. Okay, great. It's just a 1 threat location that says if it's in the staging area, I need to place the top X encounter cards back under the encounter deck. That's fine. Alrighty, so let's travel there. It's not in the staging area anymore, so I don't need to worry about that. Gandalf should have came back into my hand at the end of the quest phase. Nothing else is going to happen this round. So we just advance. The card I draw is, okay, the Erebor Battlemaster. The card's so nice, it was errata twice. He can have a maximum of +4 attack. Okay, Bofur, he's coming in, so I get to drop my threat. I have a lot of resources. I think I'll play Gandalf again, paying full price, and I hope to find a very good tail, because I can use it in the refresh phase if I can find it. So I'm going to put Gandalf in and draw 3 cards. All right, let's see what we get. We get Faramir, Unexpected Courage, and another Erebor Battlemaster. Well, I'm happy to see Faramir, but I was really looking forward to finding either Ziggy or Stargazer or a very good tail, but that's okay. I just keep digging deeper into my deck, and my board state keeps growing. So, sending to the quest, Gandalf, Bofur, Keely, Feely, Nori, Thalon, and Bilbo. I'm sending a total of 17 against 8, and I reveal another copy of the Cave Entrance. So that is a total of 9, which means I'm going to make the progress to clear the location, and then 5 will go on the quest. So I have made 10 out of 16. I'm going to travel to that other cave. Gandalf leaves play at the end of the round, and let's go into the next round. Alright, and the card I draw is a Gondorian Spearman. He deals a damage when he's declared a defender. That could be helpful in the next stage if I have to defend against an attack, because some of these enemies have 2 hit points. So if Thalon can hit him once, and the Gondorian Spearman can hit him again. Alright, I'm not going to play anything. I got to start being careful. I'm not ready to advance yet. So I reveal a 3 threat location, and I make 2 progress, which is 1 less than I needed to make. So that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I have all the pieces in place that I need to win this scenario. I just need to get my board state set up. So I'm taking my time advancing. Hey, all right, let's hear a story. A very good tale. That's perfect. That is one of the cards that's going to help me get the board state the way I need it to be. But as far as cards in hand, I have the 2 cards that I really need. So this quest can be beaten pretty easily, especially with the cards that I am holding in hand. So now it's just a matter of just getting my board state set, and then I can smash this thing. All right, Gandalf's going to come into play one more time. Played him now for 3 turns in a row. And yeah, once again, just drawing cards. I don't need to kill these stone giants. Okay, I get a veteran axe hand, a snowborn scout, and another Gondorian spearman, so 3 allies. That's good. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm just building my board state. Snowborn Scout comes into play, clears that location, and I'm going to send 5 more willpower than threat in the staging area. So that means no matter what, I cannot advance. I don't want to, and I get, okay, Wind Whipped Rain. That does nothing. So I make my 5 progress, and I can travel to that location, and I am 1 quest point away from advancing to stage 2. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So at the end of the round, everybody readies, and then I raise my threat, and then I get that action window between 7.4 and 7.5. So in that action window, Gandalf is still in play, and he's ready. So I will exhaust him and the Snowborn Scout, and I will play a very good tale for 6. Which is, it's really cool. You get 2 uses out of Gandalf this way. So give the deck a quick shuffle, and then we're going to look at the top 5 cards and put 2 allies into play that have a combined cost of 6 or less. And boy, do I find 2 good allies. I got Ziggy and Stargazer all at once. So Stargazer lets you rearrange the top 5 cards of your deck, and Ziggy gets you money by correctly guessing 2 cards you discard off the top of your deck. So perfect combo. So I'm going to use Stargazer right now as we are just getting ready to start the next round. And, oh, perfect. Okay, so We Are Not Idle, and then A Very Good Tale will be drawn by that. And then the next 2 cards will each cost 1. So that's a perfect way to set up the next 5 cards. So we go into the next round. Everybody's going to get their money. I'm going to draw a card. Of course, it's We Are Not Idle. I knew I was revealing that. Sorry, I knew I was drawing that. I'm going to exhaust all 3 heroes to the We Are Not Idle and put 3 resources on Dine. And I get to draw a card, and it's A Very Good Tale. I'm going to exhaust Ziggy and say 1. The next 2 cards each cost 1. I'm going to put those 2 resources on Thalin. And then I remembered Gandalf should have left play at the end of the round there. All right, lots of cards in hand. Everything is set perfectly. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a real fun way to end this quest. I like beating the quest this way. It's got a lot of the tricks that you've seen me do in other videos and other quests kind of all rolled into one. So it's pretty fun. All right, 4 resources to put in Faramir. And then I might as well play this Unexpected Courage. I doubt I'll see another Wind Whipped Rain. In fact, there might only be 2 in the deck. I'm not sure. So I'm going to put that on Dine so he can ready himself now. And so then when he commits to the quest, he can pop back up and then he boosts himself. Okay, I got 3 resources on Thalin, so I will play this Erebor Battlemaster. And now it's time to send to the quest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 8. And I have Faramir on the table. That should be fine. And oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the one card that can kind of screw you over if you're not ready. So I have to choose one of the stone giants, and at the end of the quest phase, it's going to engage me. So I am going to have to actually worry about a stone giant attack. But it adds no threat. So I'm currently down by 1. I sent 3 characters on the quest. So if I use Faramir, that's going to give me 3 more willpower, which is enough to clear that active location and not place any progress. So that's perfect. Okay, so I have to discard a random card, and then Bilbo's going to gain a resource. All right, Bilbo, there's some money. This is my hand, believe it or not. It looks like it could be my deck. And the card I'm going to get rid of is the Gondorian Spearman. Alrighty. Alright, let's engage the Stone Giant. I got to discard an ally. Snowborn Scout just got stepped on. And then I'm going to play Feint. So I'm just going to feint it. It would have been this Crow. And that's it. We're going to go to the next round. I'm not going to attack back. There's no point since I know I can't kill this guy. So the next round, before I draw my card, I'm going to exhaust the Stargazer and take a peek. Okay, so these are the next 5 cards. Let's see, which card do I want to draw? I will draw the Test of Will, and then I will put the 2 1-cost events as the next 2 cards. So I'm going to set it up like this. So, like I said, I draw the Test of Will, and then I exhaust Ziggy, and I say 1, and they both cost 1, so I get 2 more resources. I will put those on Dine. Let's play a very good tale. I'm going to exhaust 2 3-cost Dwarves. We're going to give my deck a shuffle. Same thing, look at the top 5 cards. Discard 3 and put 2 allies into play that can't cost more than 6. Okay, there we go, 2 Dwarves. And I don't get to trigger Nori from that because I'm not playing them from hand. That's fine, I just needed more bodies on the table. Alright, I'm going to send to the quest enough to make sure I advance because I'm ready to advance. So there we go, I'm up against 4 and I reveal, sure, what the heck, another Stone Giant. He's actually going to take a damage thanks to Thalon. And I make enough progress, I just needed 1, so we advance to stage 3A. And that says all the encounter cards get shuffled back into the encounter deck, including ones in play. And then we're going to set the whole encounter deck aside out of play, and we're going to now make the Goblin encounter deck the deck that we quest against. And then the Great Goblin's going to be put in play in the staging area. Alright, side 3B of Down to Goblin Town is just 20 quest points, and then we have to kill the Great Goblin to win, and I have to reveal 3 encounter cards per player, but Bilbo can spend resources, and then you can knock that number down to 1. So it's very important to keep at least 2 resources on Bilbo per player when you advance to stage 3B. So, all the Stone Giants leave, that's why I wasn't worried about being engaged with that guy. We now have a new encounter set. The Great Goblin comes out, he's a 3/5/2/8. And then after he attacks, we're going to discard X cards, where X is the number of players in the game, and every goblin discarded this way would get added to the staging area. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't plan on him attacking. I don't plan on him attacking ever. Like, he's not immune. There's no reason to worry about it. And then I just need to make 20 progress to win. This is basically the same strategy I used for Watcher in the Water, and it worked then, so why not keep doing it? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So that was the plan. Build a big board state and just get to the stage of that board state. Okay, so here's my 1 card I need to reveal, and it does nothing. All engaged enemies return to the staging area, and all the goblins get +1 threat until the end of the phase. So what? I don't care. I'm at the end of the quest phase. Okay, so then I am going to use the action window I'm in to play Lure of Moria. This costs 3 and it readies all my dwarves. So every dwarf is now going to be ready, which is a lot of dwarves. I have a lot of dwarves on the table. And I need 8 characters for this Hail of Stones. So I'm going to throw 8 stones at this goblin. So let's exhaust 8 characters. And we're just going to take this guy right out. So there we go, that's 8. 8 damage, he goes in the victory display. We just need 20 progress, and we have a victory. So, kind of going through the motions at this point, I don't think there's an encounter card that could kill me. I have a Test of Will. I'm going to be able to quest for a massive amount of willpower. So, it's just basically just pad my board state a little more, and then, quest for the win without ever really having combat this entire game. So, kind of makes me wonder if I'm playing this quest right, to be honest. It seems a little too easy, but I think I just maybe found a loophole to kind of get around most of the quest. So like I said, if I wasn't playing all 6 Hobbit quests, I would definitely have skipped this one, because as far as I can tell, it's pretty easy to kind of cheat your way around if you don't play attachments and you just keep your threat below 40. So I've committed everybody to the quest, and I'm sending 23, and that's before I use Faramir, and I reveal, fine, a treachery that does nothing. Let's reveal the next card, see if that would have done anything. Nope, just a 2-threat enemy. Not a big deal. What was the next card? Next card was... it's upside down. Next card was another 2-threat enemy, and it would have surged. But that's fine. I think I could have handled, I don't know, probably 4 quest cards. Like I said, I haven't even used Faramir yet. I just needed 20 quest points. So that's a victory, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry I couldn't make it too exciting. There's just not a lot going on. So, but the next quest, now that one's a little tricky. That one is, should I say, tricksy. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.